Time to get back to natural. Peace, family. I hope everybody is good on this autumn equinox. Happy autumn equinox to you all. And I am going to be tapping in for another vibrational frequency, another vibrational alignment for oracle observations and this new series, giving some demos in regards to how we can tap in for you privately as well as collectively. This is seasonal solutions that I do tap into specifically on equinoxes and on solstices so that we can get some advice, some general advice in regards to what to keep in mind, what to keep in heart, and the surrounding energies in regards to that current season and preparing us for this new coming season as we say goodbye to summer in this case and hello to autumn, to fall, and we think about this new beginning. We think about watching the leaves fall away from the trees as we align in that same way and think about what it is that we want to fall away from us, what it is that we want to release, and what it is that we want to shed. We've got master number 22 all over this energy, it being September 22nd, and on the Libra cusp. So it is very much highlighting stability and balance, aligning with equinox and equilibrium and justice and harvest and karma and boundaries. And it's a very, very powerful energy for it all to be coming into connection on this 22nd Libra energy and bringing in an equinox, equal day and equal night. Talk about balance, talk about making things just be even, you know? So let's tap in to these cards. And also in regards to the energy, some really good balancing exercises that are good to do on this day and through the season is some yoga, and you can hula hoop, dancing, anything that's going to kind of help you restore your physical balance. And the more that we do on a physical front, we're actually helping the internal and the intangible as well. You can do a harvest altar, and you can just put like grains and nuts and seeds, some dried fruits, some cinnamon sticks, different things like that, and either put that on your altar if you already have one, or create a little sacred space in your room or somewhere, just to kind of bring in the energy of harvest for everything that it is that you want to bring in, all of the fruits of your labor that you want to see through this harvest season. And claim renewal, claim rebirth, claim resurrection for health, for wealth, for love. We've released whatever it is that we don't want to carry over into this new season, and we're getting such incredible support on a universal level in regards to this 22 energy, bringing in the number 4 with that as well, with that stability and structure that has been a reoccurring theme for us, those of us that have been tuning in to these oracle observations, particularly since the new moon in Virgo with all of that 4 energy. So without further ado, let's tap into seasonal solutions, oracle observation for autumn equinox 2022 on 9/22. I give thanks to the Creator. I give thanks to Earth Mother. I give thanks to the breath of life. I give thanks to the forces of nature, to our Orisha, to the Neteru, to our ancestors, ascended masters, to our guides, to our guardians, to angels and archangels, to the gods and goddesses, divine deities of all traditions, to the sages, to the starseeds, to the sibyls, all that align in light and love for our highest good. I give thanks as I tap in and give thanks for this alignment and for this awareness and for this ability to look for guidance, to seek guidance for the collective on how we should be keeping things in mind and in heart as we align on this autumn equinox to restore our balance and to go forward into this new season, into this new beginning. Ashe, ashe, asheo. So we're going to do our foundation energy with the elemental oracle, tapping into the 4 elements. So we see what is going to be coming through for us in regards to that foundation energy, clarifying with Rider-Waite Pamela Coleman Smith Tarot, and then native spirit for confirming the energy, and then for our affirmation, the Wild Offering Oracle. Give thanks. Let's see. Give thanks, Spirit, for our foundation information. Thank you. Wow. Inner core. Solidity. We're talking about balance and stability and bringing in this number 22 master number that gives us the number 4 energy of structure and stability and balance, and mentioning also the importance of doing things like yoga and hula hooping and dancing and things that give us that sense of stability and balance. And we've got as our foundation, information, inner core, solidity. It cannot get any more aligned than that. It is so important for us this day and going through this autumn season, this harvest season, to really feel solid, to really feel like we are grounded in what it is that we have been planting as we're watching it grow, and as we are toiling, and as we are pruning and taking care and tending to our gardens. And also understanding that part of feeling a sense of solidity and feeling really at one and balanced with our inner core is trusting in the universe and trusting in divine timing. It's so important as we change through seasons, and part of seasonal solutions and the message across the board in regards to this vibrational alignment is understanding that every season has its time and has its place. And sometimes it's not always fun to think about the cold weather coming, but it has its place. Even as we go into thinking about winter, all of that has its place as well, because of those moments of more dark and the moments of going inward, staying inside more, because a lot of change and a lot of transformation does happen in the dark, does happen inward. So even though now we're thinking that it's going to be darker in the mornings and we're going to be losing, time and daylight and feeling like it's just not as bright and sunny as it is in the summertime, like I mentioned in the previous readings, it's really about using the dark, using all of these changing energies so that we can feel stable through all of that change. The only constant is change. But if we feel solid despite that change, if we feel a resonance with our inner core, feeling really, really rooted and grounded and cemented and structured, then all of the change that is happening around us, we understand can only work for us. And that's when we start to ask that question differently. And instead of thinking about why is something happening to me, ask why is this happening for me? And that completely changes the perspective and brings you back to the inner core and brings you back into a sense of solidity. Ashe, give thanks. Let's see, and number 18, I would be remiss, these cards are numbered. I love cards that are numbered because I love numerology and there's always alignment. And this brings us to the number 9. Our number 9, we are in the 9th month, and the number 9 is about transformation. It's about the ending of a cycle and going into something new. And we are on this cusp now of changing seasons in regards to zodiac from Virgo to Libra, as well as this new season coming in from summer into autumn. So massive change there. Number 9 also aligning with Oya's energy, the Orisha that is about change and transformation, and Pluto that brings in death and rebirth. So definitely an alignment there. And also when we look at just the 18, we think about inner core as our own individual alignment. So that number 1 is there, that represents you as the number 1, and also represents the new beginning as the number 1. And then we've got the number 8 that aligns with abundance, infinite abundance, that number infinity energy with the 8 on its side that is just on and on and on, and understanding that the cycles of life and of change are part of that infinity energy. That change is eternal, but there can always be solidity in that despite that change. It's a beautiful card. Thanks, Spirit, for clarification on this energy. Thank you. See, we've got our sun here, and this is our sun in reverse, because we do realize that the sun is now not going to be as bright and as hot as it used to be. And we have to be okay with that and understand that the sun is still going to rise and it's still going to shine, even though we don't feel it as warm on our skin as we used to with this changing season. So this is beautifully in alignment. It's also thinking about our inner child work and making sure that our inner child is happy. And even though we can't frolic in the sun as much as we, are used to, as much as it can't necessarily be beach season, again, depending on where you are when you're, where you are hearing this reading. But for us, in New York, for example, or in, the Northeast, this is a real change for us, and we feel it already. For example, in New York, yesterday was nice and hot on the last day of summer, and today we've got cooler temperatures and this cathartic thunderstorm that is cleansing everything anew, which is exactly what this energy is all about. It's literally a shift, a changeover of energies and vibration and seasons. So don't mourn the sun. Just understand that it is going to be less right now, because that is part of the change. And as soon as it's easier for us to be able to accept and embrace change across the board is what's going to actually allow us to tap into a sense of solidity. Like I mentioned, the more grounded that we feel, despite change, transformation, rebirth, tower moments, all of these things happening, which we can see here. This is very new earth energy. Like we see the earth kind of breaking into pieces because of this transformation, because of such an immense change. And we see this peace dove that is coming forth from all of that change, from all of that seemingly destruction in a way. But that is where change comes. That is where growth comes. It's from a sense of complete, a reversal in many ways of what used to be, a change of what used to be. If we want growth, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. 1111 on the timestamp, Ashe. Because we are understanding that change comes outside of our comfort zone. And we have to be this peace stuff. We have to be at peace. It has to be a sense of acceptance. And that's what keeps our inner core solid through it all. We've got the Judgment in reverse. And this is about making a final decision, making a final call, heralding in something new. And the reversal is telling me that it is difficult for us to embrace and accept change, especially for those of us that really love the summer, for example. But I'm really appreciating this energy coming through because it's speaking to me directly, because I am an island gal. I love the heat, and I used to always get the winter blues. And I got a download last month that I shared with the queens that it's important for us not to allow that to happen this time around, because then we're not accepting nature. We are not accepting change. We're not letting the seasons all have their place. And by doing that, we're creating a low vibration already going into something new, which means we're not going to be able to benefit from what that season is supposed to teach us, from what that crisper air is supposed to give our lungs. There's so much to it, right? And I'm starting to appreciate different things that does happen throughout the autumn, looking at the leaves changing color, and again, that crisper air. We think about breathing in Oya, and the breathing in that is so important for the bloodstream, for our oxygen levels, especially with all of the masking that we've had to do. It's like now we get to clean our lungs out in a different way that we don't get to do as much in the summertime, because it's more humid, because the air is a little bit more thick and more muggy. So just look at all of the different ways that we can judge things differently, or not judge in that sense, right? Look at things from a different perspective. And that's where I'm seeing the reversal energy here of kind of giving ourselves a different vantage point, of not judging things the way that we normally judge them because of what we're comfortable in. Because yes, the colder temperature is uncomfortable. That's what it is. And then we focus on the discomfort, but then we miss what we can learn in that space of discomfort. And then we've got the star that is bringing in faith and bringing in hope and bringing in alignment with collective consciousness, and taking from the collective pool of consciousness and pouring it out into the land. This is an energy of reminding you that you are a star. This is an energy that brings in the dark, right? We're talking about change that happens. From season to season, from day to night, there's change. From light to dark, there's change. And part of the reason that it's hard for us to kind of go through this seasonal change is because we do feel like it's going to be more dark. It is going to be more cold, but we see the stars better at night, in that night sky. So appreciate the dark. And again, remember that that's where the butterfly transforms, in the chrysalis, in the dark. A lot of this change or transformation has to happen in the dark. So let this season of embracing dark work for you. Let it serve you, and be able to see how brightly you shine in the dark, especially, because that's when you're going to be able to stand out the most, when you realize that you are like popping in the night. And then we've got our Three of Swords here, which we've got in another recent reading. They all roll into one for me, but this energies, they have really been kind of rolling into one. So I definitely do recommend, if you haven't seen from the first installment with Nature Nurtures, this is the fourth one. Definitely check them out because the energies are very, very much current. Like spirit has been coming through for every single one. And I'm so grateful to be used in this way. But we had the Three of Swords in reverse in the previous reading that the Three of Swords came into. And this upright is again very much aligning with this feeling that we have of being sad. Feeling like, you know, for those of us, what I'm tapping into the most is those of us that are kind of mourning the summer and feeling the rain, feeling the clouds, feeling the cold, feeling like it's not going to be as warm and as happy and as bright, and thinking that we're not going to be able to maintain our own light in the dark. That's exactly what the star says, that we are very much the light in the dark. So don't let winter blues take you. Stand in this rain. If you're around rain today, the fact that I just mentioned that we have this cathartic rain, the rain is healing. So if there is a heart wound, if there is any pain, and we feel it a little bit more when it is dark and when we're not waking up to the sun, don't let that take you out. Don't let it take you under. Keep that solid core and you will get through, and you'll be able to appreciate again the change and understanding what it's supposed to teach you. Native Spirit, give thanks for confirmation for this energy. What you have us know to confirm these messages thus far. We've got a few cards here. We've got Freedom Horse, be free. And this is very much about this solid core. Think about being solid and strong as a horse. And when a wild horse is running free, that is the energy that you want to be able to tap into with this new beginning. Song of the Wild, tapping in again with the wild horse. Exactly like just what I said. Use your voice to think about how it is that you want to express that wild side. It's kind of an energy of reckless abandon. And you have the opportunity through this change and through very inward energy, right? This cold season and all of that does feel like it's more kind of hermit energy. So go inward and think about how it is that you want to nurture that wild side so that when the seasons do change back, when you are back out and about, you have this, again, much more deeper sense of your inner core, of your solidity, of your freedom, because there's so much learning that can happen during this time of going inward. And gather your tribe. It is absolutely soul tribe season. It is new earth time. And again, when you go inward, you know when they say like, with the saying when during summertime that it's cuffing season, I believe the term is, that like people kind of break up during the summertime because they're out and about, but then once it starts to get cold, it's cuffing season, where you're kind of locked in, cuffed to somebody because you guys are in and you want to kind of just stay, right? This is what this energy is basically speaking to me. And you don't want to just break up in the summertime, but you want to come together and realize, because you're not out and about, who's still here when you're home? Who's still checking in on you? Who's still touching base, right? Who wants to leave their house in the cold to come and check for you? To come and hang out, to go and do something, to go and have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever the case is. Those are the people that are your tribe. Because it's very easy to be out and about and be seen and in your cute stuff or whatever in the summertime, right? But when it's cold, when everybody wants to stay inside, that's when you realize who's really there, who's really showing up for you. And even if it's not about physically being there and leaving their house, it's still an energy of who is coming, looking out, who is coming for you, who is checking for you. That's your tribe. Beautiful energy for that. And then tribal spirit dancer. So I mentioned dancing is really, really important during this time because it helps us align with the inner core, feeling solid and structured and cemented, balance, right? Just like doing yoga and hula hooping. Dance. Dance. See, now I feel a dance video coming up. Might have to post a dance reel because I've been feeling this energy and it is coming through in more ways than one. Feel free. Freedom horse came through. Song of the wild came through. We think about the trees and the leaves are just going to be blowing all over the place wildly, right? Much like these birds are kind of just flying wildly, the leaves are going to be doing that. So feel like a leaf just twisting and twirling in the wind and feel that free. Ashe. Let's get our affirmation energy. Give thanks, Spirit. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That is our affirmation for this seasonal solutions, oracle observation. The messages thus far. Oh, we got a few of these too. I'm gonna read them. We got relationship. Relationship says, I call in the infinite power of love to take over this union in every way. May it now fully belong to the divine. Let it unfold in a perfect way for each of us. I needn't fear letting go of control. My needs are always abundantly met. Ashe. This is aligning with gathering your tribe. Relationship. Who's there for you? Who's showing up for you? Then we've got being enough, which reads, the innermost heart says you are enough. Nowhere to go, nothing to get, nothing to change. No need to grow, more deserving. You, yes, you are love. You are enough. And every day that you align with being enough is going to bring a natural growth, but you're not feeling like you need to do anything other than be who you are and where you are right now. Ashe. Beautiful. I'm going to align that with freedom horse, just feeling that sense of freedom, of being who you are. Gratitude. Ashe, so important for us to be grateful through it all. And that's why I'm saying be grateful as the season is changing, right? To realize like, yes, there is a change, there is a shift, but I'm grateful for the place that it has and all of the lessons that this newness has to teach me, this new season has to teach me. Find just one thing that you feel grateful for right now and let that gratitude pour through your body. It's a healing balm, like the warmth of the sun. So you see, yes, it's bringing us back to the sun, and it's part of why it is that we're going to miss the sun, because we're feeling the warmth. But you know what? It also gives us such a gratitude for the sun that we do not take it for granted. 22:22 on the timestamp. Ashe. Listen, energy is so with us right now. Be grateful. And every moment, with every change, with every shift, because when the flowers start to bloom again, when the sun starts to get a little bit hotter again, you're going to be like, yo, I missed you. I'm not going to take you for granted, because summer is fleeting. It does feel like the shortest season for me all the time, probably because it's my favorite, but it makes me appreciate it and be grateful for it more and more and more. I'm going to align that with our tribal spirit dancer, feeling like you're dancing in the sun. And then we've got clarity. Let me trust my deepest instincts in all ways, especially when matters are unclear. May my own holy intuition always guide the way. Beautiful. Clarity, aligning with your intuition. And this is why, again, this time to go inward, to be inside a little bit more, to kind of be in the dark and align with the dark, where change and transformation happens, is going to bring so much clarity. Is going to allow us to be watching the leaves fall off the trees and to be thinking about what it is that we want to fall away from us. We think about relationship, we think about being enough, we think about gratitude and clarity, and all of that comes together when we're able to take that inward time and to think about who is it that we want to foster relationships with, and who's wanting to foster relationships with us, who makes us feel like enough, and who is it that we feel like they're enough and we love them just the way that they are. And this sense of feeling like we are not being taken for granted, that we feel like people are grateful for us, and we in turn are making ourselves aware and telling them how grateful we are for them, and the clarity that comes through that. Ashe. Give thanks. Let's put that with the song of the wild, because that intuition, our instincts, right? The wild aligning with instincts, it's all there. Beyond intuition, it's the instinct of what naturally comes forth. And that's why it's so important to be in harmony and in balance with nature, because it helps us understand that there is a time and a place for everything. And it is what it is because that's what it's supposed to be. And we are because God is. Ashe, and all of the seasons are aligned in that same way. So let's get an affirmation inspired by these 4 wild offering cards for our seasonal solutions for Autumn Equinox 2022. I am grateful for the clarity that I and my relationships are enough. I am grateful for the clarity that I and my relationships are enough. Ashe. Give thanks. I appreciate you all. Happy Autumn Equinox. I hope you enjoyed this Seasonal Solutions Oracle observation. Please do not hesitate to touch base with me if you are interested in having your own private Seasonal Solutions Oracle observation, or any of the many that I offer. More to come in the meantime and in between time, lest we forget. Time to get back to natural. Peace.